Threat to biodiversity. Here, different kind of threats we have observed. We are seeing with this biodiversity, the different creatures, different lifestyle, different life on this planet are into the extent level. So there's many small components of this biodiversity may, or they are in the threats, or they are in the extinct level, they are in the crucial situation where these biodiversity are in threat. And when we see the causes, it means what kind of threat this biodiversity has. So that these threats are classified into three aspects, three perspectives. One is habitat loss, then poaching of wildlife, and man wildlife conflicts. Habitat loss, that is in the process of living their life, in the process of leading their life, that a normal habitat loss. So habitat loss will not have much destruction to the biodiversity, but the second and third one are most dangerous to the biodiversity. Poaching of wildlife, that is like hunting, mainly hunting for uh, commercial purpose to make money or many other things. Then man wildlife conflicts, where agriculture, due to deforestation, animals don't have space, or animals don't have anything to eat for their daily necessities in forest. They're supposed to eat. Even every time when we feel hungry also, we feel eating something, we need to eat. Same way, when nothing is there in the forest, because for every all forests are uh, vanished. We have observed the massive deforestation. Due to this deforestation, nothing is there in the forest. The animals, this wildlife, supposed wildlife has to come to agricultural fields to eat, to fill their bellies, and there will be man wildlife conflicts. So these all are threat to biodiversity. Then when we move on, habitat loss, it is a normal course of habitat fragmentation, or normal things will happen. That is a part of environmental changes. There is a part of environmental changes where and sometimes few in few situations. So, in few situations, this habitat loss. So, it is like a reduction in the habitat area. That, for example, one biodiversity area which is occupied by this different lives. It may be one forest, one few acres of forest. For example, 1,000 acres of forest. So that area, due to some changes, fragmentation, small, that area small fragmentation, that process, or it may be a continuous, few things will happen automatically in these areas. And also here, the over exploitation, residential and commercial development in that forest area, over exploitation. So this habitat fragmentation here, habitat loss, mainly it concentrate that, for example, one forest area, that forest area, that one forest area, 1,000 acres of land is going to reduce. It means that area will be reduced gradually after years. That area is going to reduce. So that is habitat fragmentation. Here it may be because of many other reason. It may be because of over exploitation, we exploit more, or it may be for construction of many things like buildings, construction of land, this dams, construction of highways. When huge highways or dams or any such kind of huge things are constructed, that will affect biodiversity, that will affect to this wildlife which is there on our planet. Then many times we clear these forest areas, we clear this habitat areas for agricultural purpose, clearing for agricultural purpose. Many times, not in here in this Indian forest, but if you see in few Amazon and a few southeast countries forest, where this all this majority of forest areas are removed, and they started growing these palm trees, mainly in Southeast Asia. In Southeast Asian country like Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, in these countries, this they've removed all this majority of forest areas, and they started growing they started growing their this palm trees for the for this commercial crop purpose. So this gradually the forest area will be reduced because of this agricultural purpose. Just now I gave example of palm trees to grow more agriculture this edible oil. Many countries they started growing palm oil or these commercial crops in this forest areas, and commercial and residential development. This residential area development or urbanization is also one reason for this threat for this biodiversity. Then habitat alterations, it is like alien invasion. So normally in this biodiversity alien invasion, always it will be there. Some other species or some other animal will attack on the other animal, so that is also one kind of a threat to the biodiversity. Few animals or few birds or few species are in the extinct stage. If any alien invasion means no one will come from the space, it is like some other animal attack on these animals. So gradually this number of animals or number of these species will reduce. So also as per the studies, as per the data, about 30% of birds and 15% of other animals, or this means plants, all these are threatened due to this alien species invasion. Alien species, alien other animals are normally every now and then attacking. It means they are trying to, it may be for their living, or it may be for succession purpose, or it may be for living, many other reasons. They'll try to attack on the other animal, so that other species are in the extinct level because of this invasion. So that is called as habitat alteration. And habitat degradation, this is about human activities, more about human activities. Even first point also we discussed about which was about human activities here also, but here more concentrating on human activities only, where use of excessive fertilizers, pesticides. If you use more fertilizers, pesticides, what happens? Actually, this how this biodiversity balance should go on. I'll give a simple example. We'll use more pesticides, and also we'll try to avoid more birds, many things, birds for our agricultural fields. Just one simple comparison I'll tell how this biodiversity will get imbalanced if you disturb to the one segment of the biodiversity. I don't know, in the previous sessions have discussed this, I don't remember, just I'll recall. In China, and I think it was in 1960s, in China, a Chinese leader Mao Zedong was announced. He announced that rats and birds are the biggest enemies for the for farmers, for agricultural produce for farmers. So he gave an announcement that he told that wherever you find these rats and birds, you kill them. Mainly sparrow. He told that sparrow, wherever you find these sparrows and birds, you kill them, because they are the biggest enemies of farmers. They eat more agricultural produce in the farmland. He announced like that, and that too people at that time they were more followers, or they were more fond of this communist leader, and they started a campaign also. In many villages, people used to go together to hunt these rats and birds at that time. And it was like a trend. Few people used to have a track record. Today I have killed 10 birds, today I killed 20 birds, or today I killed 30 birds, like that. And at the end they used to tie together. At the end of the day they used to count who killed so many birds or this, like this, and he will be one that pub. person who killed more birds will be like more. He is like praising himself, that I have killed so many birds. That entire the campaign was like that only. They killed almost 1,000 crores together of these birds. Then after 1 year, the entire country faced a massive food problem, food grain problem. Country was not having a proper food supply. The country was facing a food supply problem where country was not able to supply the food properly to the entire nation. Why? Because so he announced to kill all these bird species. Actually, bird will not eat the food grain. Birds will not eat the food grain. Even if they try to eat also one or two uh, grain, they may eat, but they will come to agricultural lands, birds, to eat these worms which will be there in food grains. But no one will observe that. What they think, what we people think, they are destroying the agricultural produce. They're destroying the farm produce, grains, food grains. We think like that, and we threat these birds, and we try to avoid these birds to enter into agricultural land. But we will not concentrate on these things. If the birds will not come or birds will not eat this, but if the birds will not eat this worms, what happens? The count or worms will be increased. These pests, worms will be there in the agricultural produce. Their number quantity will be increased. They start consuming more this agricultural produce. At the end, all these worms, pesticides, these pests only will consume the agricultural produce than getting harvesting. Will not get anything. The quantity will be reduced. If we get a quantity also, quality will not be there. All these problems we'll face. So like that, this all are human activities. We should not threat any biodiversity. We should not threat any lives on this planet. Human activities are mainly more dangerous for this biodiversity. Here, use of fertilizers, use of pests, that is also one harm or threat to the biodiversity. Then toxic chemical substance or toxic chemical contents in the in this environment, that also affects nature, that also affects the biodiversity. uh, Recently study also reveals that using of these phones, mainly in this smartphones, using these smartphones have biggest problem. It means that waves, that radio waves or electronic waves which will be releasing from this mobile network, mobile towers and these phones, this electronic waves that are affecting, that are threatening or affecting these birds, sparrows. Earlier when I was in childhood days, I used to see many sparrows, small sparrows mainly. They used to make their nest in these areas like bus stands or in these few commercial places where people will gather. In such places they used to make their nest, but now it is not like that. Now hardly I see these sparrows. Here and there one or two like that. This most toxic level or toxic chemicals which will be released to this environment, that is also harm to the nature, biodiversity. And we'll move on to the next one. Next is poaching of wildlife, that is hunting. See these images. By seeing these images only, at least you can think that what it is, how people we are hunting. So that too, killing is okay, but again after that, taking photos and giving poses that we have killed. Hmm? See, 37% of birds, 37% of mammals, and 8% of plants, because of this human war exploitation, are losing their life. Hunting, collection. It may be few people will have a habit of collection. Only they'll hunt animals for the purpose of collection. they'll have one habit of hunting only. So that is also one problem. Hunting, collection, or fisheries. This all are, it may be for trade purpose, it may be for illegal trading purpose. They hunt the wildlife. That is also a problem for this wildlife. That is also a problem for this threat for this biodiversity. And here it is about man wildlife conflicts. Man wildlife conflicts. Every now and then, this wildlife, this wild animals visits to agricultural farmland or the residential areas. Actually, they'll not visits to our agricultural land with many other intention. Only they'll visit to agricultural lands to fill their bellies, to fill their stomach, for eating purpose. But in these conflicts also many this wildlife lose their life. Recently, just now in the previous sessions, I mentioned about the elephants died in Assam in the Kaziranga National Park, where nearly 15 to 18 elephants were died. That is also one kind of human and wildlife conflicts only. They give the reason that because of thundering and lightning, these elephants were died. But there is a story behind that is something else. And here you can see these images also. And in Konkan Railway, every year many elephants, at least 10 to 15 elephants will die because of this. They'll die. So where they'll be in the on the railway track to cross the railway track or to the railway tracks are constructed built in the forest inside the forest. Even that is the area of elephants need to move here and there. They need to travel, they need to move for food. When they are crossing this, because of this, when in the moment of crossing, many elephants lost their life. Yes, we feel bad about this. We feel, at least humans should feel guilty about these things. They visits to agricultural land, or they visit to this commercial, this residential area, not to threaten us or not to give trouble for us. For searching of food, they might have visited. We should treat them properly. We should not hunt. And we should not, many times for this agricultural lands, what they'll do, farmers will, mainly farmers, they'll use the electric power for their this fencing, the electric fencing. Actually, it is not legally permitted, electric fencing. If they want to put electric fencing also, there are certain percentage which will not affect much for these animals. If they just touch, it should be like when you get hurt, if you use this pen or pin on your skin, a small one kind of pinching, like that it should happen. Such kind of very low temper electricity or low powered electricity fencing should be there. But farmers, what they'll do, near their agricultural land, they'll take one wire directly there from the electric pole, they'll connect it and they'll connect to all these wires to fencing. If any human was gone there also, finished, gone case. Then how animals will survive? If you touch also, nothing will happen. If animals touch also, it was like some small pinching and they'll run away because of fear. But farmers will use this electric fencing and they try to kill animals. These all are the these all are the threat for the wildlife biodiversity on this planet. Okay, thank you students. We'll end the discussion here. Thank you.